Hello, in this video today I would like to talk a bit about the new version for MatrixGold, the 3.5. The first thing that I will start with is the autosave. The autosave is something that we have been looking at. It's something that we believe that it's very important, and on this feature we still had room to improve. So now let me just show you how to set up the path where you want to save the autosaves. So this is the path that you will choose. So you have it in the rhinoceros. Now, as you can see, I have a folder in my desktop that it's called test autosave. If I go to the options of Rhino, you can find it in files. And as you can see, this is the same path. Now, something that it's very important is that anything that you change here is what will take effect, meaning that I can change anything here. This is what will happen. But if you go back to the preferences of MatrixGold, still you will see what you have put there before. Let me show you. Now, if I go to browse and I will select just the desktop folder. So now, as you can see, I have desktop. If I go back and here I will put 1 minute. So, okay. Now, if I go back to my edit preferences and I'll go to rhinoceros, as you can see, I still have 5 minutes and the test autosave. So if I want to change it again, I need first to change it here. So now if I go to 2 minutes, so now he's telling me what I have changed, and I will select this one. So now let me see, if I go to options, what do I have? I should have the test autosave and 2 minutes. All right. So it's just a little detail to don't get confused. If you change it from here, it won't change from MatrixGold, but still this will be the real path and time to autosave. All right. So now I have it every 2 minutes. Still, because I want to show you something, let me go a bit lower. So I will go to 1 minute. 1 minute, done. Thank you for telling me. And now what I will do is I will import just one file that I know that is crashing my MatrixGold. So let's import it. Now, of course, that because I haven't done any work here, the first thing that needs to happen is that we need to get an autosave, right? So I need to see here that it's doing an autosave. So now if I do any work, just so you can see the file once we recover it, so I can start to play with it. I can make any design, brilliant difference between this and this. So let me just hide the Rhino ones because you know that this one doesn't have. All right, as you can see here, I already have an autosave. This means that if I go to the folder that I set up, that it was the autosave, let me show you. So this is the autosave. As you can see, I already have the file. Now, what happens if I go and I say that I want to apply prongs placer to all these gems? MatrixGold doesn't like this because this is to add prongs in lines of gems. And when we are telling MatrixGold to add prongs to all these gems, MatrixGold doesn't know what to do between these gems and these gems here. So this is why it gets stuck thinking. So in this case, what I will have to do is just turn it off. And now it will ask me if I want to close the program. I will say yes. Close the program. So now I will launch MatrixGold again. Now what will happen is that the first thing that will ask me is for if I want to open the file that I was working with. Before we used to have a problem with MatrixGold with that we already have fixed. So as you can see, here we have the window saying that Rhino automatically saved your work but did not close normally. So do you want to recover it? Yes, I want. And now MatrixGold will open with the file that we were working. It's showing all the geometries that we had. As you can see, we have the Rhino spheres that I have created, so everything is here. Sometimes, we don't know why, but sometimes Rhino is not showing the window that I was showing you. You still can find the file in the autosave folder. All right, so this is very important. So now you can recover your files. We had a glitch before with that operations. So now it's something that I believe that is not a new feature, but it's very important when you are designing. Also, something that is important to explain is that this happens when you get a crash, but sometimes if you lose the connection, we also have one folder here that it's called unexpected shutdown saves. So if you lose connection, you also can find your file in this folder. All right, so we always try to do copies for everything. As you can see, also you can find the one that we have been working in this folder here. So because we know that any designer wants to lose their work, we are trying to autosave as much as we can in these two different folders. So one the path from Rhino and the other one this folder that we created in our project. So whenever you have a crash or you lost the connection, check these two different locations and for sure that you will be able to recover your file. Okay, I have been talking about the autosave. Now that I was talking about the loss of connection, something that we also have improved is the offline. Very important to understand that MatrixGold still needs to be online, but we add a new technology in MatrixGold that it's allowing you to keep working with MatrixGold if you have a shortcut connection, meaning that if now I go to my internet and I just go to airplane mode, so now I am offline. As you can see, now I am offline. But if I go to MatrixGold, I still can keep working. Very important to understand that this is not an offline version of MatrixGold. It's just a technology that we have added into the software. We keep checking the license, but if you lost a connection for a small portion of time, you will be able to keep working. Before, the customers, sometimes they were getting the loss of connection and they were losing everything. I believe that we have put a lot of work on that and now the experience is much better. So while I'm talking about this version, I will keep offline so we can see what happens. Something else that we have been working, and we send also surveys to many customers just to see what do they think, is that we have been working with the UI. So this is something that the customers were asking for, a bit more of information in the layers. So now, as you can see, we put the name for each of the layers. Also, we have been working with the borders. So now this is small things in the UI that we believe makes the experience much better, but still we would like to hear from you. So if you received the survey, please fill out that survey and we'll be more than happy to hear from you. All right, let's see what else do we have. Something that we also have add sometimes there is people that doesn't like to show their name here in the bottom bar. So now you can hide this. So you can go to the edit preferences and let me see where this is. Status bar, show username. All right, so now if I click show username, the name is no longer in this location. Something else that we also have been working with, what we call the project's legacy. The project's legacy is another way to look at the project. So if I go to view, here I have project's legacy. So now, as you can see, this is different. Now I could get rid of this one and I could add just this one here. So now this is more like the one that we had back in the day for Matrix. So you can do the job box, you can do the full save. With the scroll button from your mouse, you can go up and down. And the functionality is pretty much the same, but the way that we place them, it's different, all right? So this is something also that we would like to hear from you and let us know if you like this one, if you'd rather to have the ones that I had before, that is this one, edit, view, projects. So now, as you can see, I have the both of them. This is the one that we always have been using, and this is the new one. So let us know your thoughts, but at least you know that you have the option to use any of the both. All right, let's see what else. If you look into the release notes, there are many things that we have been working. So you can go one by one. There are little things that's hard to notice, but when you start to work with the software, you will find the software much better. Something that also we were experiencing is some problems with the render. When we were getting the render, there was some problem with the diamond. We had problems with this diamond. Also, when we were rendering and click render. So before we had a glitch between the RGBA channel. Now, once the render is finished, you can go to the RGBA channel and you can see the transparent background. This wasn't working properly before. Now it's working much better. So this is something else that also we have been working and it's in a better spot. Something else that we have been working is with a split shank. So if I create a split shank, before with the prior versions, we had a problem when the start position was set to 1. Now if I go to metal, I can go to 1 and still everything works very good. So this is a tool that it's quite impressive because you have a lot of functionality and everything is done automatically. So now it's working a lot more smoother. Also, something else that we have been working with is sometimes when you are using gems like the peer. So if I go and use the peer shape, So as you can see, the cullet is not just in the center of the gem. So when you were trying to get one channel cutter for that, go like this. So as you can see, the cullet is here and the profile of this channel cutter is not in the same area. So now what you can do is just select any of those. So we have the trillion and we have the one for the pier. So if I select the one for the pier, now it's aligned with the pier. And we have for, as you can see, we have it for the trillion, we have for the triangle, for the heart, emerald. So we add these profiles is something easy, but it's also very handy. Something else that customers were telling us, and they were right with this, is that sometimes if I have a very small stone and I want to create a setting from this one, gallery rail. So if I go with a gallery rail, you get this message. Gallery rail failed. Try adjusting girdle offset or thickness. Because we can, with the settings that we have here, we can create geometry. So if I just go with a thickness, then as you can see, the geometry appears. So sometimes the customers were getting confused because nothing was coming out. Now, thanks to this message, we know what is wrong. So then you just need to follow what the message is telling you and you will see the geometry to come out. All right, I'm just going to the biggest thing. So we already have been talking about the render. We've been talking about the split chunk. Something that we also have added is a new gem shape. Customers were asking for this. So on the rounds we had 1 trillion. Let me go to the top view. And now we have this trillion and we have the trillion curve too. So this is with the same length for the three sides. This one is not. So now you have one more option on the trillions. Something else that the people was also asking is that if I have just a surface and I use from settings the prong on surface, we have now all these buttons here. This is something new that we have added to this tool. And is that if you want to go and make this smaller, I can do it. But sometimes if you have many, you want to do it to all of them at the same time. So now if I just select this button, I can work for all of them. And I believe that this is also very, very handy. We also have now the mirror X and Y. So sometimes this is very convenient when you need to place prongs very fast. So this is a very fast way to add prongs. Also keep in mind that when you are working, because sometimes there is this nameplates or this chains that has a lot of stones and prongs. If the file is becoming very heavy, you can go also to the prongs mesh. This will be lighter and will be faster for you to add prongs. So you have also this option. I believe that this is one of these quality of life improvements that can be very, very handy for many designers. All right, let me see what else do we have. Something else that the people was asking for. So I'm happy to see that there is many improvements that we have done thanks to the feedback from many customers. So customers also were asking for the outside ring rail to be able to add it into the library. So if I just go and I create one ring, and now I want to create my own shape for the outside ring rail. So I will use the smart curve and I will do the symmetry vertical and close. And I will do something like, I know that it's not real at all, but it's just, to show you what you can do with this curve. Now, if I want to have this in the outside ring rail, if I want to have it in this library, as you can see now, there is not a way to do it and it was very hard before. So now what you can do is just go to the tool to add the profile. That is this one, add profile to library. Select the curve. This is the curve and I want it to the outside ring rail. I have the curve here, video 3.5, save. So now if I select again the outside curve and I go to the library, now I have my new curve. So this was something that before wasn't here. Now it's very handy because you can save it and in just a few clicks, now you will be able to get the outside ring rail anytime that you need. All right, so happy to see this in MatrixGold after the feedback that we get from our customers. So there is a lot of little things that we have been working that you can go through the release notes and you can see what we have been working. a lot of work has been done just to make the software more stable, and that when you are working with it, you can see that it's more robust. I believe that this version helps a lot with that. Of course, the autosave is a big thing, and again, we have been working with the software. As you can see, I'm still offline and I've been working with no problem at all. As I said, probably in a few more minutes, then I would get some message saying that I am not connected online, but at least you can work for a lot longer with no problem. So I hope you enjoy this new version. And if you have any feedback, if you have any doubt, please don't hesitate to contact us through the forum or through the support channels. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much.